Feature Friday.
The freshest. Okay, so quite exciting. This is NMIXX's latest release, Dice, and I have to be honest, it has been so spoken about, really anticipated too. So we're here, let's check it out.
I know we're late as hell.
We're super late.
So this will probably be a really in-depth review because I think every one of these has like 50 million views, so everyone's really seen it.
I'm pretty sure all of you have seen it.
However, I am really intrigued in them as a group because they do have some really good singing pedigree. Some of the members are actually very, very good singers, both
AKA
acoustically
Lily.
and live. Yeah, Lily's very, very, very impressive. But when it comes to a group, I guess because they're so new, everyone's kind of trying to discover what's going to be NMIXX's sound. They are essentially like a mix of many different things, given the name. So let's give it a watch. And I think JYP is probably going to take more risks with this group in terms of experimental sound. So let's see what they sort of.
And again, I think this comeback was highly anticipated for the fact that their initial debut song was such a shock factor element to it all.
Do apologize for quite late. It's been quite a fucking hectic couple of weeks, but I think it should slow down a little for the next few days. Apparently, probably not. But it's obviously been busy. It's great. But let's we got a chance to do this now. Hold on, what the fuck?
Okay. Nice.
Big band jazz.
Ooh.
That was
That
good.
is clever.
That's a good medley of
That is clever.
both experimental and musically complex.
Well, talk about the alternative aspect of this approach, this fusion aspect of so far this introduction.
Yeah.
You the first thing that you're met with is this commercial hip hop feel with a bit of like a jazzy background to it, and then it opens up to that vintage jazz 1920s style to it, which is quite cool. But I thought we were gonna leave it behind, and then it opens into the singing phrases and it's even more prevalent, and I love that. We hold on to it. Yeah, you see here, I thought we were gonna let it go, but it's so nice underlaying.
I'm fucking with this hard.
Nice.
Vamos amigos means let's go friends. Vamos
Let's
amigos.
go, friends.
Vamos cabrón.
Efra!
God damn. It's also so cool how fucking the editing of all this stuff.
well-
Sometimes I wish I was like an expert in editing videos, like that guy, video editor guy reacts. That guy, here because he's really good at sort of. I watch his stuff. I haven't seen his breakdown of this, but it should be interesting.
Oh, nice.
Interestingly enough, you're seeing the callback again of sort of big band jazz and also kind of a bizarre trumpet section of that you sometimes see prevailing in sort of big band Latin jazz sometimes. So I guess they are trying to sort of bring elements all the time and bring mixed elements from different genres and different things, and they do call outs at the beginning. So they have kind of symphony, and then they have jazz, and they have big band orchestras. They go hip hop to stay kind of commercial. They transition, but you still have like this sprinkles of the original kind of
Idea commercial approach. Well,
no of the intro, because the intro they do have actually a section of metals. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay, so far, this whole section, let's talk about this whole section. Love the underlying aspect of that 1920 aesthetic. I like that they mixed it up with a visual idea of having like magicians. There's all like this play with like witchcraftery, like there's some element of magic to it. It gives me big cabaret vibes, which is like you have this like 1920s vintage approach. even though the visuals and the music video itself is so futuristic, it actually allows you to settle into this world building aspect of NMIXX that they did so well in their first debut song, right?
You know what I'd call it? I wouldn't call it futuristic. You know what I'd call it? This is like probably the best of all. It's like
Trippy.
It's like they're going for like fantastical kind
Alice
of thing.
in Wonderland aesthetic.
Yeah. Well,
obviously
actually,
because
look at the
of
huge references.
Yeah.
But I mean it in the sense of it,
Mad
that.
Hatter.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Theatrical, fantastical.
Yes.
I wouldn't call it futuristic yet.
No,
I think
mean,
it's going to change the fuck up.
No, I think visually speaking, it has influences of that vintage like fantasy approach, but the execution of it is actually quite
very modern.
Very
of
modern.
Course, yeah.
So again, it's a cool balance between both. Let's hear up the change though. Change.
Yeah, it's like witchcraftery kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's what it says. Like,
perfect way to describe this fucking song. The uncharted mystical Camino.
why is
Camino
there,
means pathway.
why is there so many Spanish references in
This
the
is
lyrics?
so bizarre. It's
Very
actually
cool.
fucking trippy as fuck.
Yeah, what the hell? Oh, it's because this part of the beat is quite Latin influenced. Hey, kitty. Ooh. Okay, they look sick. Sick.
That was a good transition. That was fucking clean. That's a good transition between the bizarre, weird, mystical Camino, and then back to the let's roll the dice. That's just fucking sick. Now the weird aspect of it, and I actually got it just now. I figured it out. Let's roll the dice, yeah? It's a mystical Camino, right? So it's like a mystical path, and it's fucking weird and unexpected, and you don't know what you're going to get. It's trippy as fuck, and it's not a regular dice. It's a dice with like 12 numbers, right? So you're going to get an absolute, mashup mess, like convoluted aspect of both musical experience and also visual. Sometimes one of my biggest concerns with sort of not just Korean pop, but different sort of music industries. I think I can confidently now say that we do check out, music from all over the world, thanks to the podcast and to you guys. So sometimes my concern is you sell me a visual experience that is, is not congruent or is detached, disenfranchised from the audio experience, from the musical experience. And then the musical experience is disenfranchised from the visual. In this aspect, you cannot make that criticism because they are actually, to a certain extent, that could be their biggest compliment, but then to some people, it could be their biggest downfall, like the reason why they may not like this song. It lacks continuity. It is a mashup. It's somewhat of a medley. I'd love to see this shit be played live. Always, please, JYP, give them a live band. It would actually make them one of the most unique experiences, musical experiences, probably of the year, if they are to tour this year or next year. Because if you find the right musicians, you could really make this work with both the Latin jazz influences, the big orchestra, big bands. You could do the hip hop, you could do, because there are stars like in their own right. Like they're really captivating to look at. Obviously, with or without the video, I could just look at these women dance and you will be charmed. I'm sure they have good crowd control and stuff like that. They'll learn as they go anyways, because they're quite new. But they are stars. So you give them a good set of musicians and you still maintain what NMIXX is. Medleys, mashup, bizarre, lights and quirky confetti live and all this shit, fire. And you have on your hands like a product that in the girl group side of things in Korean pop hasn't been done in a good while.
But to be completely honest, this is one of those groups that in my mind, I approach them as live music experiences because similar to other K-pop groups where their music or their title tracks become so experimental. There are certain aspects of the listening experience that are completely detached. But when you see them paired up with the music video, you immediately know that the life experience of that particular song, of that particular performance, it's going to be quite new, quite different.
Yeah.
It's something that you have no expectations of.
It's also fucking popular, so people are gonna know this
Exactly.
stuff.
So that's a really good tell into what they're tapping into is something new
Yeah.
that hasn't been experimented with, and it's encouraging to see. But at the same time, I'm actually quite anxious to see what comes after too.
Yeah.
Because and what do you include in an album? What is the continuity listening experience in a whole body of work? From a listening experience, because again, like I said, I am sure this would be incredible live, band or no band, dancers or no dancers.
It'll
I
still
feel
hit.
I feel like them as a product alone would be an experience worth paying money to see for firsthand, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, again, musically, it's genius in its sections.
Yep.
Do I like the whole song in its continuity? I'm yet to come to a conclusion.
Oh,
on
come
that.
on, probably not. This is. I don't think this is a song that you're going to, replay all the time. Maybe it is for you. I don't think it will be for me. But this is one of the songs that has probably been one of the most impactful ones of the year in terms of releases, and also I think it will be the one you'll probably end up having a memory of when you go watch it live.
Yeah.
So again, different products, different perks, they're different sort of
Different
pros
purposes.
and cons. You know,
No, I think there's different purposes to it all.
true.
This section is so sick.
I love this bit here.
And back to the chorus, which is really cool. Nice.
It's so cool. Like,
Ooh, it gives me the chills.
so cool and weird and fun and.
Like I said, it's one of those you know for sure. Oh, what the hell?
I feel like this is what I see when I have like when you have one of those weird dreams, like you're trying to, what the fuck does that mean?
It's a fever dream, bro. NMIXX.
Yeah, but like a
Sick
fever dream is
logo.
like a bad one. This is like just one of those trippy things that you like
No,
sometimes see.
sometimes fever dreams can be quite, enlightening,
Yeah,
I
right.
suppose.
Yeah, right. Just go to Camden at
Just
night
can't
and past 3
believe
a.m. That's a fever dream and a half. But yeah, so it's not a. It wouldn't get a thumbs down or anything like that from us.
Oh, definitely not. I think it's genius.
I think it's very refreshing, and I think it's very good to see experiments be done. I think it's very good that JYP seems, I hope, leans more towards this side of things, where you can have musical intricacies, where you can have a good showing of different genres.
I think this has just really put a spotlight into the cool things that could happen in a whole body of work, like all the influences that can be included into a title track, all those musical dynamics that sometimes a lot of pop music lacks. And I think in this particular title track, you have those influences, you have hints of that coming through, which is pretty cool. I think that's like I said, there's so much potential, and there's so much of like a brand new experience. And like I said, I don't think personally I can get used to the structure of the song being so convoluted and having so many things. Just listening to it alone, if you close your eyes and you listen to the song, I think I would have a really hard time keeping up with it.
What the fuck does that Marvel mean, dude? Because they keep holding it.
No, but do you remember
It's all over the thing.
Because it transforms into the dice. But I also think it represents
Them.
Yeah, because in the first music video, they had planets, each of them, didn't they?
Yeah, so maybe
I think
that's
it might be just a call out.
maybe that's what NMIXX mean. Like they kind of just merge and they can be kind of like chameleons, because their debut track was essentially like a showcase. It was like
It felt like a tornado, really. It was like, wow.
I think it felt more like an album medley. Like, when you like sometimes you get artists that do like 30 seconds of a song,
albums,
45 seconds of a song. That's more what it felt like. And this one certainly still prevails. That is still NMIXX. I'll give you that much. But yeah, I'm interested to know what kind of I think its biggest compliment sometimes can be its biggest negatives in front of like some people, but then some other people might love it. However, this is what you want to have with a group. You want to, create conversation. You want to make this stuff go viral. You want to create havoc in that sense of, is this great? Or I didn't like it that much. I think I loved it. So let us know what you guys thought about it. At the end of the day, it's also what you guys like. And apart from that, goodbye.